Hi everyone. In today's class we have a little energizing flow that's really good for the upper back. We'll begin standing in mountain pose. So with your feet about hip width distance apart, roll your shoulders up, back, and down. Open your palms to the front and engage your legs. So your glutes, your hamstrings, your quads. Just have really strong legs in this pose. And then reach up through the crown of the head as if there's a string pulling at the top of your head, lengthening your spine. Keeping the core really engaged as well, just breathing into this pose. It doesn't look active, but almost our entire body is engaged here. Now on your next inhale, reach your arms up overhead, and then on your exhale, fold forward over your legs, reaching your hands towards the ground. Take one breath here, and then as you inhale, slowly roll back up through the spine. Exhale your shoulders down away from your ears, and then inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, fold over your legs, hands reaching towards the ground. As you inhale, bring your hands to your shins and lift your back to halfway lift. Exhale with your core really strong, and then inhale, come back up to fully standing. Exhale the shoulders away from the ears, and then inhale your arms overhead. Exhale, fold over your legs, hands reaching towards the ground in a forward fold. Hands can be reaching towards the ground or on the backs of your calves. Inhale to halfway lift, hands at the shins. Exhale, fold again over the legs. And then inhale, roll back up to standing. Exhale the shoulders down. And then inhale, reach your arms up, really reaching towards the ceiling. And then exhale, fold over your legs one more time. Forward fold, bending your knees. Inhale, hands to shins, halfway lift. And then exhale, folding over the legs again, relaxing the neck. And then inhale, plant your hands on the mat in front of your feet. Bend your knees so that you can push your hands actively into the mat. Keep pushing the hands into the mat for one breath, and then straighten the legs a little so that you can come back into a forward fold. Take one breath here, and then inhale, slowly rolling up through the spine, coming back to standing. Relax the shoulders down away from the ears, and then inhale, reach your arms above, reaching towards the sky. Exhale, fold over your legs for a forward fold. Inhale to halfway lift, hands at the shins. And then exhale, place the hands on the mat, and then step your feet back one at a time, coming down onto your hands and knees. Now keeping your core really engaged, slowly hinge at the elbows so that you can lower your whole body to the mat. Flatten your feet, and then push your hands into the mat, squeezing the shoulder blades together, coming into a baby cobra. Exhale, forehead comes down to the mat. As you inhale, push your hands into the mat again, squeezing the shoulder blades together, lifting your gaze. Exhale, forehead back down to the mat. We'll do a couple more cycles of this in time with your own breath. So as you inhale, squeezing the shoulder blades and coming up just a little bit, just lifting the shoulders off the mat. And then as you exhale, lowering back down to the mat. Inhaling, pushing into the mat, keeping the elbows really close to the body, and then exhaling, forehead to the mat. One more, inhaling, pushing into the mat, and then exhaling, relaxing the shoulders, forehead touches the mat. This time as you push into the mat, tuck your toes underneath, engage your core really strong, and then lift your hips up towards the sky. Begin to walk your feet closer towards your hands, pushing your hands really strongly into the mat, coming into a downward dog. Shoulders are down, shoulder blades sliding down your back, shoulders away from the ears, knees can be bent, and if you'd like, you can pedal your heels down towards the ground. Just breathing and feeling the stretch in your legs and in your arms. Now bring your knees back down to the mat, flatten your feet, and we'll come into a tabletop pose. And then we'll move into some cat and cow cycles. So inhale, lift your chin and drop your belly. Exhale, push into the mat, bring your chin to your chest. Inhale, drop the belly, roll the shoulder blades down. Exhale, chin to chest, arching the back like an angry cat. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the chin. Exhale, engage the core, pushing into the mat. Drop the belly, roll the shoulder blades. Inhale, lifting the chin. Exhale, chin to chest, pushing into the mat. Your next inhale, come back to a neutral tabletop pose with your knees directly under the hips, wrists right underneath the shoulders. And you can bring your hands and knees a little closer together for this. Inhale and reach your right arm out in front of you, and then extend your left leg out behind you. Exhale, bring the knee and hand back to the mat. Inhale and extend your left hand out in front of you this time, and then extend your right leg out behind you. Exhale, hand and knee back to the mat. Inhale, right hand and left foot extend out. Exhale, back to the mat. Repeat this in time with your own breath, alternating sides. Make sure to keep your hips squared down facing towards the mat. Don't lift one hip up any further than the other. Core really engaged and strong. Extending, reaching with the fingertips, pressing out through the back heel. Inhaling, up. Exhaling, knee and hand back down to the mat. Inhale, squeeze the glute, try not to lift too high up. Exhale, back down to the mat. Inhale, lift the right hand, left leg. Exhale, back down to the mat. Just a couple more. Really keeping the core strong. Gazing ahead as you do this. Extending as you inhale, and back down to the mat on the exhale. Now come into a neutral tabletop pose and then sit back onto your heels. Stretch your arms out further in front of you and place your forehead on the mat for child's pose. Again, if your forehead doesn't quite reach the mat, you can stack your hands on top of each other just to lift the mat up to your face. Take a couple of breaths here, just allowing the arms to relax. And then on your next inhale, push into the mat and lift back up into a tabletop pose. Now on an inhale, extend your left arm out to the side and then bring it across and under your body, and then slowly begin to lay down on top of the arm, keeping the knees bent with the knees directly under the hips and relaxing the face onto the mat. This is called thread the needle pose, and it gives you a really nice stretch in the shoulders. I like to keep my right hand planted on the mat in front of me for support, and just breathing into the stretch in the shoulders. Legs really strong, core is still engaged to keep you stable in this pose. Just a couple more breaths here. And then plant the right hand on the mat, and on your next inhale, push into that hand to lift out of the pose, back into tabletop. Now we'll repeat on the opposite side. So extend your right arm out to the side, parallel to the floor, and then thread the needle, so bring the hand across the body, behind the left hand, and then slowly lower down on top of that arm. Breathing into the shoulder stretch, keeping the legs strong, core engaged. And I like to keep my hand planted like that, but another option is to bring that hand to meet the extended hand. This gives you a bit more of a twist in the back as well. And you can always just keep that left hand on the ground there for support. And take a few more breaths here. Really keeping the legs strong. If you have a pillow or blanket, you can also place that under your head. Just one more breath. And then planting that left hand, pushing as you inhale to come back up to tabletop pose. Now we'll move into our final pose for today, child's pose. So from tabletop, sit back onto your heels, extending your arms out in front of you. Play around with what feels good for your shoulders right now. Maybe it feels like a better stretch to have the hands closer together, or maybe even walking the hands further out so that they're about mat width distance apart. Or bringing the hands down towards the feet, fully relaxing the shoulders. Again, if the mat is too far away from your face, you can stack your hands to bring it closer to your forehead. You can stay in this pose for as long as you'd like. When you're ready, just pushing into the hands to come back up to seated. Just feeling the lower back relax and the neck and shoulders relax. Thank yourself for making time today to move your body. Feel your belly expand on the inhales and the body relax further on the exhales. Thank you for joining me today. Namaste.